Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now we thought we'd kick the new year off with a bit of an extreme budget video. This is 1080p for $10.80. Today we're going to be discussing my experience finding and using a graphics card that costs the same as the resolution on our monitor display. If that makes sense. Anyway, this is the $10.80 GPU challenge. Now before we get into it, a lot of you guys ask me why, being English, I use dollars instead of pounds. Now I always make sure to convert the figures back to pounds, but I use dollars in the first place because I like a challenge, and $10.80 for example is about £8.76 or €10, so having to find these components for even cheaper just adds to the fun. Also, that happened to be the price that we won today's graphics card for. So let's get into it. We started off with a look around some of my favourite sites for bargains with no real avail. Gumtree and even the local Facebook selling sites didn't really have anything to offer. It was quite amusing trying to convince people to sell me a £50 GPU for £8.76. This guy thought it was hilarious. So we took to eBay, browsing the ads ending soonest, and about 3 pages in, we came across this. The AMD Radeon HD 7570. The guy selling it had about 5 available, all with bids. We placed a bid on the cheapest and came back to find we'd won it for the aforementioned price. So fast forward a couple of days and here we are at our desktop with the card installed. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's clocked at 650 MHz with 1 GB of GDDR5 and also features support for DX11, meaning on paper it can run all the newest titles. It also has 480 stream processing units and 24 texture units. The card released in 2012 and was designed as more of a display adapter or low-end gaming card, sitting somewhere between the HD 5600 series and Intel's HD 530 onboard graphics. But today we're focusing specifically on 1080p and how well this thing handles it. First up we've got Far Cry 3, which we put on low settings with Full HD and DX11 of course, and over a 30-minute gameplay period saw an average of 32 frames per second with occasional drops into the high 20s. The game never really went above 35, but so far so good. Next up it's a look at GTA 5. We're probably pushing this thing a bit hard, but at 1080p with everything turned down to low, even the population density bars etc, the game touched on 30 FPS most of the time. Again, I always consider 30 frames playable, and I think for $10.80 we're not doing too bad. So let's look at something a little bit older. Half-Life 2, for example, on the absolute highest settings with DX9, sees a return of 125 FPS with this card. I think we found what this thing is perfect for. This card fares pretty well. Newer games will run a bit closer to the line of playable and unplayable, but older games will work a treat. So lastly, we tested Crysis, an older game but still a demanding one. We put everything on medium because it looks a lot better than low, and the card is still capable of running it with those settings. Again, after half an hour, the game averaged 30 FPS with a few frame drops here and there. Not really that bad, as you have to remember the price. Normally with buy it now prices, this card retails between $20 and $30 used, so I don't really think it's that too bad of a deal anyway, especially if you're looking for something to watch YouTube videos and don't have onboard graphics, even a little bit of light gaming as we've demonstrated today. Older games will also work very well, and there isn't really much else you could get for this sort of money. So for a cheap and simple addition to any PC in need of a little bit of juice, you could do a lot worse. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the first video of the new year, and I hope you had a good new year too. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it, leave a dislike on it if you didn't enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let me know what you think about this card, as well as any cards that you've had experiences with that have cost you very little money. So thank you all again for watching, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.